Today I'm going to deal with one of the topics from the process of learning the language. That how silence plays a vital role in the learning of second language. And as we know that learning the language is kind of process that is endless process. Means from our birth and we till our death we just go on learning language. Means we start using language from our childhood, then we start observing the language, how other people are using the language, and we try to somewhere to copy them. At the end, just kind of endless process, and this process can be divided in 5 parts. Language learning is a process. It can be divided in 5 parts: pre-production, early production, speech emerging, intermediate fluency, advanced fluency. Let's see it in brief. Like pre-production means kind of a silent period. It's more about the childhood period, or we can say infancy period. Then early production, in pre-production period, people, we can say the child don't know that how to use words in language, or they are having just vocabulary of the 300 words. They can produce the words, and we can say that they can imitate the words. It's kind of a parroting the language. And the early production, learner vocabulary is to the 500 words, and he can make a use of words in simple sentence, but they cannot apply it in all other contexts. Then a speech emerges, which exists, and learner vocabulary to the 1,000 words, and he can easily make a simple sentence. He can communicate with others, but he can really express his thoughts and views. But it may happen that sometimes in other situations he cannot use the same structure. Then intermediate fluency means in intermediate fluency, learners know now that how to use words, and how to use different words and structure in their communication, and they start arguing. They can really express their views in what for their counter arguments. Then advanced fluency. Advanced fluency means learner is up to the level of native language. Means the way he uses his native language, he can use his other language in the same way. Means somewhere he has acquired that capacity of communication like the native person is using the other language, second language. The definition. I have taken the definition of silence from the Oxford Dictionary. It is said that complete lack of sound. Then a situation in which someone is unwilling to speak, means the people don't want to speak. Then without any sound, absence of words or sound, or an ability to speak. Oxford Dictionary. Here, basically, silence generally taken as in negative sense. Future language future always taken in a negative sense, that silence, that in class maybe students are not producing the language. That time they think that whatever he or she has taught to try to make students to speak, but they couldn't speak. But at that time we feel that silence is somehow taken in a negative sense. Silence in second language acquisition. That now silence in language learning. What does it mean in language learning? That silence period is a stage in second language acquisition where a learner do not attempt to speak. Means in second language acquisition, in the beginning, students do not speak, because he just observe everything. He or she will observe how teacher is speaking, how he is using the words in different structures, how he is using, he or she is using the different structure, and how he is expressing his views in his own language. And here he will try, students will try to imitate teacher's language, and will try to produce the same language in his own tone. More common in beginners, I said that more beginners who have just started learning a language, other language, will always face this maximum 6 months. Then in general data and negative terms. Its origin means origin of the child can be seen in infancy period means and from the our birth means when the child just born at that time he will not suddenly start speaking the language, but for a year he will for only just a year he will take to observe that how others are using the language. He will learn the words, he will increase his vocabulary, and then he will start speaking the words, and he will start communicate in his own tone by just producing 2 or 3 words. As you have observed that in beginning child using his own language for water. If he wants water, then he will not say give me water, but he will may indicate what statements do. So this natural process in language, these babies are not right. He always said that he is not learning the language, but at that time when he is not speaking, there is a silence when he is observing everything and learning how to use words in language. Then adults are not naturally quite idle. Means adults who are learning the other language already know their first language. So here the first language becomes the hurdle that because of the knowledge of first language we cannot apply that same rules in second language, and it becomes hurdle for them to use other language. Teacher's role. Here teacher's role is like vital role because whenever teacher faces a problem where students are not producing language or not communicating or not remain silent, and that time teachers have to be patient, and he will have to wait. He will have to take the time to the learner to produce their language in whenever he tries to speak. That's all for my opinion.